tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and as we approach this holiday, I want you to think more about self-love and what you can do for yourself. And so I would like to share a workout with you. This workout I call Love Your Core. And the experts tell us the core runs from the shoulders all the way down to the knees. And so I want you to look at this area. So it's not the arms, it's the torso. So it runs from the shoulders and it runs through the muscles that hold that shoulder joint together. And then think of the spine as a giant joint. So the muscles that run down the spine, the chest, the abdominals, the muscles that run through the hips, and then down through the knees. That is your core. So today's focus is going to be on those muscles that run from the shoulders to the knees. And you do need to warm up, and before you begin any exercise program, please consult a healthcare professional and make sure that your body is ready to progress to a fitness level where you can begin to incorporate some exercises. So make sure you're eating right and walking and moving every day, but consult a healthcare professional before you layer on some extra exercises. Today's exercise I would call a moderate intensity. You're going to feel a little bit of heart rate, but this is more muscle building for the core, more Pilates type movement, very deep internal muscles, intrinsic muscles, and these are your stabilizers. So we're gonna start with some standing core work, and then we will come down to the mat. You do need to be nice and warmed up before you begin to move, and so make sure that you do a good warm up. Just to kind of get the blood flowing, I am going to have you pull your knee towards your chest, and I'm going to have you reach from the ceiling so you're pulling and pulling. So anytime that you lift your knee forward, that is transverse abdominis, that lower tummy muscle, and pull. So this is just to kind of get some blood flowing before we begin these standing core exercises, and then we'll come down to the mat. And pull. Let's do two more. One more. Okay. Shift your body weight over to your left leg, disconnect your right toe, reach your arms overhead. There's your shoulders, those muscles surrounding the shoulders, but you don't want those shoulders to inch up into your ears. You're gonna pull them down into your back pockets and shift your center of gravity over to the left side so that your right leg can disconnect and begin to lift that leg. So here's that outer hip movement, and then you're also going to have waistline, outer oblique. Lift and touch, lift and touch, lift, touch. Two more. This last one, try not to touch the ground. Try to hold your balance. Now pull your right knee to the right elbow, cinching up that waistline. Pull, like a side crunch. Pull. Let's do two more. One more. Now pull this knee forward across towards the left elbow. You're pulling across the midline of the body. That is your internal obliques. Getting some blood flow to those abdominals before we come down to the mat. Getting blood flow to the shoulders and to the hips. Let's do one more. And relax those shoulders, roll them out. Shift body weight to this right side. Disconnect the left leg. Arms reach overhead, shoulders pulling down, posture tall. One of the great benefits of a strong core is you stand a little taller, tall posture. Now begin to lift and lower that left leg. Lift, lift, focusing on outer hip, and you will feel some waistline. Lift, lift. If you begin to feel balanced, you don't have to touch that toe. Hold here, now pull left elbow to left knee. Outer obliques, waistline slimmer. Pull, pull, pull. Elbow to knee. Two more. One more. Now pull left knee to right elbow across the midline of the body. Pull, lengthen. Hollow out abdominals. Pull everything in tight. Pull in tight. 2 more. 1 more. And relax those arms. Roll shoulders. Come and stand at the edge of your mat. From here, we're gonna breathe in deep, lengthen everything. Exhale, drop your chin to your heart and begin to roll forward. Hands connect to the mat. You can soften your knees here. Then walk hands forward to plank. Find that plank position. From here, lift your right leg. Set it down. Lift your left leg. We're gonna add on. Lift the right leg. Flex the right foot. Bend the right knee. Point the toe. Lengthen the leg. Flex the foot. Bend the knee. Point the toe. Lengthen the leg. Flex the foot. Bend the knee. Point the toe. Lengthen the leg. So this part of the core is shoulders, abdominals, back, hips, quads, glutes. Set that toe down. Lift the left toe. So everything in the core is engaged here. Flex the foot, bend the knee. Point the toe, lengthen the leg. Flex, bend, point, lengthen. Flex, bend, point, lengthen. Flex, bend, point, lengthen. Set the toe down, bend the knees, push hips back. There's your rest position after that challenging plank, and it should be challenging. And we're gonna come back up to the hands and knees position. Find balance here. Tuck the toes, disconnect the knees, hover. So the knees are disconnected. As soon as they lift, you feel abdominals engage. Again, entire core at work here. You're gonna step your right hand forward and your left foot. Then left hand, right foot. It's called the bear crawl. Let's go backwards. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left. Let's go through that cycle one more time. Forward, so it's opposite foot from hand. It takes a little coordination, which is good for brain power. Pull back, bend your knees, and rest, quick rest. Let's do one more plank to involve the entire core. Hands to the mat, walk the left foot back, walk the right foot back. Now that you're in plank, hold those abdominals in tight. So you don't want your hips to be piked up when you're in plank, and you don't want them to fall forward. Those are some different positions. That's not what we're aiming for. We are looking for a straight line from the top of the head to the heels. Then from here, bend the right knee to hover. Bend the left knee to hover. Lengthen right, lengthen left. Now bend left, bend right, lengthen left, lengthen right. Bend right, left, lengthen. One more time through the cycle. Bend left, bend right, lengthen left, lengthen right, hold plank, rock forward and back. Forward, back. Forward, back. Now they say a very fit person should be able to hold a plank for 60 seconds, 1 minute. And one more rock, pull back, bend your knees, pull those hips back. So we spent a fair amount of time in that plank. Roll out those wrists. It's really good to place body weight over those hands. It strengthens the bone density in the hands and arms, and it strengthens the proprioceptors. And that bear crawl that we did really helps with the proprioceptors in the hands. Okay, let's do some abdominal work. We're gonna go into my favorite series, which is called the Pilates series of 5. We're gonna go straight through these exercises. The beauty of the Pilates series of 5 is it strengthens every single muscle in the abdominals in these 5 exercises, and it does not take very long at all. I do these 5 exercises every single day. So let me show them to you straight through. Come all the way down to your mat. This is a lot of core love. Pilates series of 5. Really focusing on abdominals. So the first of the series of 5 is called the double bent leg stretch. Hands start over shins. Curl up, lift head, neck, and shoulders. So this exercise is for the rectus abdominis, the center abdominal that runs straight up the center of the abdominals. Lengthen the legs to the diagonal, reach the arms overhead. Pull the knees in, circle the arms, tuck everything into a tight ball. So we lengthen to strengthen rectus abdominis. The lower back must continue to pull down towards the mat. Lengthen out, pull in, lengthen to strengthen. Typically when we are strengthening rectus abdominis, we're doing crunches, which shortens the muscle. This one lengthens right there. Let's do one more. Lengthen, pull in. Now keep one knee in, lengthen the other leg. Lift your torso higher, higher, and higher so that you can release your neck. This is also for rectus abdominis, but we have some internal obliques working as we work the legs separately. The legs switch, 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 switch. 4, 3, 2, switch to straight legs. Third of the series is the single straight leg stretch. Same muscles working as the second of the series of 5, but a little more intense with the straight legs. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. The fourth of the series of 5, you have options. You can keep your head down. The lower back has to stay pulling down. This is for transverse abdominis, the only muscle that runs horizontally through the abdominals. It runs hip bone to hip bone. Tuck your hands under your hips if you're going to keep your head down. Keep your lower back down. Let the legs drop and lift. Let's do 1 more like that. And then you can try a variation that involves a little bit of rectus abdominis. Hands gently behind the head. We don't pull on the back of the head. We cradle it. We use abdominals to lift head, neck, and shoulders. And then you can drop your legs. Okay, 1 more like this. 1 more variation if you want a little more intensity. This will involve hip muscles. You rotate heels in, toes open, legs drop and lift. We're still cradling the back of the head if you've chosen to lift your head. We're going to do 2 more. Exhale on the hardest portion of the move, right there. Pull in. Now let's go to the crisscross. 1 knee in, 1 leg lengthened, opposite elbow to the knee, and switch. This is for obliques. Switch. This is the 5th of the series of 5. Switch, 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 switch. 4, 3, 2. Let's take it a little faster for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your head. Pull your heels in close to your glutes. Let's target the back side of the core. Glutes, hamstrings, lower back. Hands down by your hips. Press your heels into the ground. Bridge those hips up. Now lift those hips as high as you can. Drop the hips halfway and lift. Drop halfway, lift. Drop halfway, lift. Drop halfway, lift, hold high. Disconnect your toes. That's going to involve some shins. Kick the right leg towards the ceiling. Set it down. Kick the left leg. Set it down. Keep those hips lifted. Kick right. Kick left. Small change. Lengthen the right leg to the ceiling. Lower the right leg knee to knee. Lift back up to the ceiling. So we're not dropping it all the way to the floor. We're controlling the lower to a knee-to-knee position and then lift. Drop, lift. 2 more. 1 more. Full range of motion like you're bicycling. Down, bend the knee, kick up. Drop, bend, kick. Drop, bend. Keep those hips lifted. 1 more. And set that heel down. Drop the hips. Rise the hips. You should feel a little lopsided on the left glute. Now lengthen the left leg to the ceiling. Drop halfway or to the knee-to-knee position and lift. Keep those hips lifted. Keep lifting on the right side. Drop, lift. Control the lower and lift. Knee to knee. We have 1 more. Okay, now we do the full range of motion. The drop, bend the knee, kick. Bicycle down, bend, kick. Drop, bend, kick. 1 more. And lower those hips. I'm I'm gonna have you roll onto your side. I want to show you one of the most effective side exercises, which is for abdominals. So think of these outer obliques that wrap from the rib cage down into your back pockets. That's what we're gonna be targeting. One of the most effective waistline workouts, but you're also gonna be getting some side hip. So I'm going to have you rest onto your elbow, and once we're in this position, we don't want to slouch into our shoulder. So we're lifting tall and with good posture and control. Then from here, take your top hand in a teacup position, set it in front of you, and then cross the top ankle over the bottom ankle. Let's try 2 with the hand supporting. Lift and lower. Again, lift the legs so they lift together. Now, if you need a modification for this, you can go to single leg. That's still waistline and outer hip. Okay, you keep the ankle crossed over, the top ankle crossed over the bottom. Reach your hand over your hip with your palm facing the ceiling. Lift the legs. Lift the legs. So you'll notice you can work abdominals in different ways. You don't have to do crunches all the time. Okay, stay here. Reach that top arm towards the ceiling. Lift both legs. So now the range of motion is even bigger. You can do this single leg or double leg. Let's do one more. Okay, we're gonna go into some side planks, which is a great way to strengthen core. Keep this top hand towards the ceiling, bend your knees. We're gonna call this a level 1 side plank, level 1. From here, we lift the hips. Drop the hips halfway, lift. Drop halfway, lift. So you're using this under oblique to help lift. Strong core, shoulders to knees. Okay, level 2 side plank lengthens the top leg. Drop the hips halfway, lift. You don't progress to the next level if you're struggling with level 1. So you can stay level 1 or you can lengthen. Okay, the level 2 or the level 3 side plank steps out both feet. So you're a straight line from the top of the head to the feet. Drop the hips halfway, lift. Drop, lift. Drop, lift, one more. Lift, hold, and then lower. Switch sides. Okay, from here, we're on our elbow. Elbow directly under shoulder. We're not slouching, we're holding strong. Top hand in front in teacup position, legs out to the front corner of the mat. Top ankle crossed over the bottom. We do 2 leg lifts. Lift and lower. You can do double or single legs. Lift and lower. Next progression. Hand over the hip with the palm facing the ceiling. Lift those legs. Lower. Lift. Lower. Let's do 2 more. And then 1 more. Now reach your top arm towards the ceiling. Bigger range of motion, if you can. I'm giving you lots of options, lots of progressions if you want to take them. And bend the knees. Let's go into those side planks. From here, lift the hips. Really pull up. Now drop the hips halfway, lift. This is our level 1 side plank. It is bent knees. Drop, lift, 1 more. Level 2, we lengthen the top leg. Drop the hips and lift. Drop, lift. Drop, lift. Hold high. Level 3 is both legs straight. You only go there if your body is ready for that progression. Drop the hips and lift. Drop, lift. Drop, lift. 1 more. Hold high and lower. Excellent. I want to show you a great back strengthening exercise that is very safe for the back. The statistics show us about 80% of Americans will struggle with back problems throughout their life at one point or another. So this is a great way to keep your back strong and to help prevent back injury. If you have a back injury, you're going to need to consult the doctor before you do this movement. It is very gentle. It will help prevent if you want to keep a strong core and a strong back. So once you're in the hands and knees position, pull abdominals in towards your spine. So you're pulling away from gravity. Then from here, it's called the bird dog. You're going to reach your right arm forward, left leg back. Then you lift right arm and left leg, so it's opposite arm from leg. You lift to tabletop. Now drop halfway, lift. Drop, lift. Fingertips are pulling away from toes. Hold high, and then pull everything in, switching sides. Left hand, right leg, lift to tabletop. Fingertips stretching away from toes. Now drop arm and leg halfway and lift. Drop halfway, lift. We're still pulling those tummies in. Drop halfway, lift. One more. Hold, stretch, pull in. Bring your big toes together. Open your knees, push your hips back. Drop your torso down between those legs into a child's pose. That's our rest position. And we are going to begin stretching. Slow your breathing down, let everything calm down. So this is some self-love that we're going to give ourselves. Our hips tend to hang on to tension and anxiety. This stretch is going to help release tension and anxiety that is being stored in the hips. I want you to bring your left leg in front of you in a bent knee position and then shimmy that right leg back. So we're in that pigeon position. Then press fingertips into the mat. We're trying to get right up on top of that hip, stretching that hip flexor on the right side, lifting posture tall. Do some slow exhales, releasing any tension that might be stored in those muscles. Now begin to walk your hands forward and ease your torso over that front leg. Lift torso, bend the back knee, lengthen the front leg, take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. And bring both legs in front. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. This is a great stretch for hamstrings, but it also stretches your back. And begin to swing this left leg behind you. We need to bend the right knee and then get up onto those hips as you slide that left leg behind. Press into the fingertips, lift the spine tall, get right up over those hips and let that hip flexor on that left leg lengthen behind you. Now walk your hands forward. Laying your torso over that front leg. You can kind of move side to side if you feel any tension through those hips to help release that tension. Now bend the back knee, lengthen the front leg, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward over that front leg. And bring both legs together and let's come to a comfortable position. Take a nice deep breath in. Palms together. Exhale, bring your hands to your forehead, to your heart, and to your navel, recentering the body. Beautiful job today. Thank you so much for joining me. Find ways to move every day, and I hope that you have a wonderful